Do you ever feel like you set goals and then somewhere along the way you get derailed, or maybe you stop measuring progress? If so, lean in. Research suggests that when we set clear, specific, and challenging goals, we're more likely to achieve them. In fact, a study by Edwin Locke and Gary Latham says that goal setting significantly improves performance and motivation. But we knew that already, didn't we? So why did we get derailed? A lot of times we lack the end goal, a future vision that guides us to every other goal we create. So how do we define that end goal and then make it a reality? Here are 3 steps I found very helpful. First, cast a vision of what you truly want out of life. One helpful way of doing this is visualization. We're gonna get to more of that in a minute. At this point, you might be thinking, this is silly, I'm gonna stop watching. Okay, I already have a vision statement. Why do I need to revisit or recast that vision? Here's something I learned. As you evolve, so does your vision. Vision work isn't like a one and done task, but it is an ongoing process of defining and redefining what you want out of your life and business. When you revisit your vision, you're making sure that your actions are in alignment with the life and the work that you actually want to create. This work also helps you remove comparison by keeping you grounded and realizing that your version of success might look different than everybody else's, and that is totally fine. Now, I'm gonna share with you some prompts to help you define or revisit your vision. But before I do that, I wanna say 2 things. First, interact with this video. Please, you could pause it, you could revisit it as many times as you need. If you're driving right now or you don't have access to a pen and paper, just listen through and then set some time aside to actually come back and do this work with the prompts. When you do this, you're gonna allow yourself to actually feel as if you were placed in this situation, and that is a game changer. Okay, let's begin. Start by closing your eyes and imagining your ideal future. I want you to lean into your senses. Allow yourself to hear the sounds associated with your future. Is it celebration? Is it children laughing? Is an audience clapping? Are the ocean waves crashing? Now allow yourself to smell the scents associated with this future. A luxury hotel, your favorite foods, salty air. Finally, allow yourself to feel gratitude in the pit of your stomach, this overwhelming feeling of joy that takes over your body when something really, really good happens to you. Now, after you've spent some time experiencing what your ideal future looks like and feels like, answer these following questions to help gain clarity on what it is you actually want. Start by setting the scene for your ideal life. Where are you living? Which city, state, maybe what country are you in? I want you to get specific here. What do you see outside of your window or from your porch? How do you usually spend your days? And who are you with? Are you working? Or are you just checking in with the team every few hours? Are you with your family? How are you feeling? Relieved, grateful, joyous? Let yourself feel that emotion right now. Even if it feels silly, I want you to pause and give yourself the space. What are you wearing? A fancy dress to go to a nice dinner? Beach clothes? A 3-piece suit? What kind of food are you eating? The juiciest fruit, vegan cuisine, freshly caught fish? Now, let's get clear on the impact of your ideal life. What results are helping your clients or customers? Like, how are you helping them achieve that? What is your customer or client experience like? Do you contribute to charitable organizations? If you do, which ones and how are you contributing? What does your family say about you when you're not in the room? That they're incredibly proud of you, that you made it, that you're making a difference in the world? Do you have a team? If so, how big is your team? How many people are you employing? What kind of team culture do you facilitate? How do you meet with them? How do you reward them or commend them for a job well done? What do they tell their friends or family about working with you? Are people lining up to work for you in your company? Okay, finally, I'm really gonna talk about revenue, because as we all know, income follows impact. So think, how many streams of revenue do you have? Are any of them passive? Are you planning on adding more streams of revenue? How much are you earning from each form of revenue? I want you to attach numbers to these so you can reverse engineer. I want you to work backwards into achievable revenue goals. And once we're doing that, we can then talk about brand. What makes your brand stand out from the rest of the industry? What do people say about you and your business when you walk out of the room? Are you doing collaborations? If you are, when and with who? What questions are people asking you the most? Are you traveling for work? If you are, where are you going? Get really specific. Okay, so now that we did some vision casting and you were present to that moment, that was step number 1. Okay, now we get to move to step number 2, and that's my favorite part, and that is to create a roadmap to achieve your vision. Step number 2 is really the process of reverse engineering or working backwards. Okay, so first, decide the year of your vision. Like, this is your long-term goal, and decide when it's going to become a reality for you. And I want to make sure that you're realistic here. You really don't want to set yourself up for a disappointment. Be realistic. Set that year goal. Now that we have that year, what needs to happen 1 year from now for this vision to become a reality for you in the year that you decided? So let's say your big year, your big goal is like 3 years from now. Awesome. What needs to happen in this first year in order for you to achieve what you want to do, your big goal, in 3 years? Think about it this way. If you want to serve 100 clients 2 years from now, how many clients do you need to serve in the next 1 year to make that a reality? Perhaps a goal is 50 clients in the next 12 months would be something to work towards. Now, let's break that answer down into monthly goals. What needs to happen each month for the next 12 months to get you to that spot in 1 year? In other words, if you want to serve 50 clients in the next 12 months, you'll need to serve around 4 to 5 clients per month. This is now leading us to the hard questions. Are you ready? Here we go. Truly think about this question for a minute. Take some time and think about what could derail you and your progress. What's the worst thing that can happen? And then if it happens, what do you plan to do about it? When you practice this type of forward thinking, you can better prepare for the challenges that come up. So we're gonna pause. We did a big goal, let's say 2 years and 100 clients, and then we break that down into 1 year, we need to serve 50 clients. Awesome. But every single month we break that down as we need to serve 4 to 5 clients. Then that's great. But what could come up that would stop me from serving those 4 or 5 clients? Let's break this down for an example. Let's say you identify that comparison on social media could derail your efforts. Well, if you know that you're going to get distracted or derailed, you can then put a plan in place. Something like scheduling your content for the week ahead. Why? This means that you could stay consistent without the scrolling that could potentially derail you. So once you figure out your monthly goals and your plan of action if those plans get derailed, it's time to determine 1 to 3 weekly priorities from each of these monthly goals. Set some time aside each week to do the work and measure your progress. First, you have to learn how to measure. What are you measuring? Because once you measure progress and you see a little bit, even if it's a tiny bit every single day, then you know that you're moving in the right direction. And the third and the final step to determining an end goal and making it a reality is to establish a support system. Now, there are 2 components to establishing a support system. The first is communicating with your friends and family about the importance of your goals, and then sharing with them your overall vision for the future. Doing this is going to help you enforce boundaries in a very kind way, and then you're going to be unafraid of saying no. And this will help them understand why, when you say no, that your priorities don't align with theirs. And that is okay, but at least they're informed. The second component is creating a support system or having some sort of external guidance. At the end of the day, your friends and family probably don't understand running a business or entrepreneurship, and they don't understand everything that comes along with this. But when you open yourself up to support from friends in your industry or a mentor you trust, you are more likely to challenge yourself, stay focused, and reach your long-term goals. Now, we have covered a lot in this video, so I want to do a quick review. Understanding your end goal and getting crystal clear about your vision, that's going to keep your actions in alignment to what you truly desire. When you're answering the questions I gave you, and I know I got a little bit woo, but when you're answering them, allow yourself to actually feel the gratitude and the emotions that come up as if your version of success has already happened. Why? Because after you answer those questions and how you feel, you can reverse engineers to your goals and get really honest about the things that could derail you. Then you're going to make a plan to not let that happen. You will not get derailed because you know your vision. And then what I want you to do is finally to create a strong support system that's going to help you achieve your goals to get you to where you want to go. Okay, I'm going to end with this. You are more than capable of creating the life you want to create. If you don't believe that for yourself, please believe me when I say it. If you want to dive into creating a clear plan of action based on personal experiences and a girl who's been unqualified, unprepared, unfunded, and unconnected, I am here to help you. I would love to share my free productivity planner with you. There's no strings attached. JasmineStar.com/productivity. It is totally designed to keep you on track during the low valleys and the high peaks as you work to achieve your big vision. Nobody believes in your vision more than you, than me.